All right, today we're going to talk about building something. Not a house, but something way more complex, a truly successful manufacturing operation. We're going to walk through a step by step blueprint for achieving operational excellence, turning all that high level theory into a solid structure for success.
So let's just start with the one big question that every leader is asking themselves right now. In a world where supply chains can snap overnight and technology just evolves in the blink of an eye, how do you build a business that isn't just busy, but is actually built to win?
Well, the answer is you've got to stop just reacting and start building. You need a real plan. And I'm not talking about some vague mission statement that hangs on the wall. I mean a detailed blueprint, a systematic way to make every single part of your organization stronger, more resilient. And that's exactly what we're laying out today.
But hang on. Before we even think about laying the first brick, we have to be really clear on why we're building this in the first place. Why is operational excellence not just some nice-to-have corporate buzzword, but an absolute necessity right now?
This quote really nails it. It used to be that being efficient and buttoned up just gave you a competitive edge. But now, with global competition and razor-thin margins, it's basically the price of admission. It's the bare minimum you need just to survive. If you're not excellent, you are vulnerable. Simple as that.
So where do we start building? Well, every great structure has to have a solid foundation. For us, that foundation is a crystal clear strategy and a reliable way to measure our progress. We're talking about key performance indicators, or KPIs. This is how we know if we're actually building in the right direction.
And here's how it works in the real world. It all starts with that big picture vision, right? But a vision is totally useless if it just stays in the boardroom. The real key is to let it cascade down through the organization, translating that high-level goal into clear objectives and then into concrete KPIs for the teams on the floor. This is how you connect every single action to the ultimate goal. And please, think of KPIs as more than just numbers on a dashboard. They are the tools, the bridges that connect your big, ambitious goals to the day-to-day reality of the shop floor. They are what turn a fuzzy strategy into real action and create a culture where everybody is accountable for the results. But listen, not all metrics are created equal. To make sure our KPIs are actually useful, we have to apply the SMART criteria. This framework is like a filter. It forces us to ask, is this goal specific? Is it measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound? It's what moves us from vague ambitions to a concrete plan of attack. Okay. With our foundation laid, it is time to build the engine of our operation. This is all about the core processes, the places where the real value gets created day in and day out. Now, one of the most powerful ways to do this is with lean manufacturing. The core idea is actually pretty simple, but it is revolutionary. You have to focus obsessively on what the customer actually values. Any step in your process that doesn't add value for them, well, that's considered waste. And our job is to relentlessly hunt it down and eliminate it. And here they are, the prime suspects, the 7 wastes of lean. This is stuff like overproduction, making more than you need right now, which just ties up cash, or even motion, a worker having to walk all the way across the factory for a specific tool. Lean gives everyone a shared language to spot these hidden costs. And trust me, once you learn to see waste, you start seeing it everywhere. And that's the first step to getting rid of it. And this lean thinking gets a massive supercharge from technology. This is where Industry 4.0 comes into play. It's about creating smart factories, where digital tools like AI and data analytics are merged directly with your physical machines. Just imagine a system that can predict a machine failure before it happens, or spot a quality defect in real time. That is the kind of power we're unlocking here. So, here's a crucial point. You can have the best blueprint in the world and the most advanced engine, but it is not going to run without fuel. And in any organization, the fuel is its people and the culture that they create together. This comparison shows the mental shift perfectly. Traditional management is a pyramid, right? Orders flow down from the top. Lean leadership, on the other hand, is more like a circle. The leader's job isn't to have all the answers. It's to be a coach, to empower the people who actually do the work, to find the answers themselves. And that, my friends, is a massive cultural shift. And this kind of culture is powered by a principle called Kaizen. It's the belief that big breakthroughs don't always come from some huge top-down project. More often, they come from thousands of small, incremental improvements. It empowers every single employee to ask that simple but incredibly powerful question: How can I make my own work just a little bit better today? And one of the most powerful tools for any lean leader is the Gemba walk. Gemba is just the Japanese word for the actual place. This is all about managers getting out of their offices, going to where the work actually happens, observing with respect, and just listening to the team. It's about seeing reality, not just reading about it in a report. Finally, our blueprint needs a system to make sure the entire structure is sound and holds together, especially under pressure. This is our quality system. It's the framework that guarantees everything we produce meets the absolute highest standards. A framework like Total Quality Management, or TQM, brings all of this together. As you can see, it's a virtuous cycle. It all starts with a laser focus on the customer. That focus drives leadership to commit. That commitment empowers employees, who then improve the processes, which of course leads to better quality for the customer. And round it goes. Each piece just fuels the next. And things like the ISO 9001 standard, well, they take these powerful principles and help you bake them into a formal system. They give you a recognized structure that proves your commitment to quality, building trust with your customers, and opening up doors to whole new markets. So there it is. We've walked through the entire blueprint, from the strategy and core processes, all the way to the culture and the quality systems that hold it all together. The plan is laid out. So the only question left is the one you see right here. Now that you have the blueprint, what's the very first brick you're going to lay?